Right now, a missing Wisconsin woman's remains are identified 40 years after going missing. Hear from her daughter on getting a little bit of closure to this cold case.
Also, cases of influenza are on the rise in Wisconsin. What health experts at SSM Health say you can do to get a checkup without going to the hospital.
No matter who you were, young, old, he took time for people.
And later, how the family of a former Waunakee football player plans to honor him after his shocking death 1 week ago. That's all ahead on News 3 now at 6. We begin with breaking news just into the newsroom in the last few minutes. A Dane County judge has thrown out the state's abortion ban, which has been in effect since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the precedent set by Roe v. Wade. The
decision tonight allows abortions to go forward in Wisconsin. That includes the 3 counties which have abortion clinics, including Dane County. Abortions had resumed in Dane County back in September, with Planned Parenthood clinics starting the service in anticipation of this ruling tonight. Planned Parenthood says it will now resume abortions in Sheboygan as well after this ruling. The case could be appealed to the state Supreme Court, which has a liberal majority for the first time in more than a decade. We'll have more on this story as it develops at channel3000.com.
A mystery stretching over 4 decades has some clarity after the remains of a woman found in Indiana back in 1982 have been identified as a Madison area mother.
DNA matches ultimately led investigators back to her surviving family. Our Catherine Merck spoke with the woman's daughter and joins us in studio with more on this discovery. Catherine?
A woman wearing a gold ring was found dead by hunters in Indiana 41 years ago. Today, that small piece of jewelry is now back in the hands of her daughter after decades of mystery surrounding her disappearance.
I just grew up not knowing anything about my mom.
Misty Labine told me she had always assumed her mother had abandoned her when she went missing in 1982.
That's all I ever knew.
She was just a 1-year-old staying with relatives when her mother didn't come home to Oregon, Wisconsin.
I, of course, always was like, did I do something? Like, why would my mom choose to leave?
Her mother, Connie Lorraine Christensen's remains were found in rural Indiana 41 years ago, but authorities didn't know who she was.
DNA was not available back in the day when they found her body.
The DNA Doe Project, a nonprofit that works to identify cold case victims, was able to connect her back to her daughter.
And now that little girl knows that her mother didn't abandon her.
It just made me understand, I guess, why I never knew where my mom was.
Misty has since visited the Indiana location where her mother's remains were found so she could leave flowers there. Authorities also gave her the gold ring that was found with her mother's body.
It definitely has kind of, I guess, made me feel a little relieved in some ways to know that she just didn't choose to be gone.
Decades later, she now knows someone else is to blame for the abandonment that she's always known.
But at the same time, also, like, obviously I'm angry because somebody took my chance to know her away from me.
Christensen's homicide case still remains unsolved. DNA Doe Project's expert volunteer investigators have resolved more than 100 cases of unidentified remains using these techniques like the one in this case.
Catherine, thank you. The warm temperatures continue. Let's check first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
The temperature's just a couple degrees above normal for today and about the same for tomorrow. But it'll be much milder for Thursday and Friday. Time-lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam from early this morning shows some light snow moving through the area, and then just cloudy skies for much of the day. For the most part, the snow moved to the south, and that was pretty much about it. And now we're starting to even see a few breaks in the clouds. On Doppler track, the snow from early this morning now moving through Indiana and Ohio and away from us. Some light flurries downwind from Lake Superior and upper Michigan. Otherwise, Wisconsin pretty much precipitation-free. Low temperatures this morning here in Madison, just below freezing, 31 degrees. Most areas saw temperatures right around the freezing mark. High temperatures, though, only in the mid to upper 30s. Madison topped out at 36, Janesville 37. It did hit 39 degrees in Boscobel, but current temperatures are mainly in the low to mid 30s. Madison right now at 34. 28 degrees right now in Janesville. Across Dane County, it's 33 degrees in Deerfield, 33 in Sun Prairie, and 35 degrees in Waunakee. Look for skies to be variably cloudy this evening, meaning we'll see a few breaks in the clouds. Temperatures will hold nearly steady in the lower 30s. Later on, I'll take a look at how mild it'll get for Thursday and Friday. Take a look at our prospects for snow over the weekend.
With snow blanketing the Madison area once again, city officials are asking residents to clear public sidewalks by noon tomorrow. After shoveling away the snow, you should also deal with any remaining ice by sprinkling the sidewalk with sand or another substance that will keep the ice from being a hazard. The city of Madison offers free sand to help residents deal with ice on the sidewalks. You can find a link to find places to pick up sand on channel3000.com.
The Brewers will be calling Milwaukee home for at least the next 30 years. This after a stadium deal was signed by the governor today. That bill provides funds to help renovate the 22-year-old ballpark. The largest chunk will come from taxpayers in the state, $365 million, with Milwaukee City and County chipping in an additional $135 million on top of that. The team itself will chip in about $150 million to the stadium deal. Things like winterization of the ballpark will help bring in concerts to southeastern Wisconsin.
State Republican lawmakers are proposing to dissolve the Wisconsin Elections Commission and give their power to the Secretary of State's office. The commission has been the recent target of Republican scrutiny over continued concerns with how the 2020 election was administered. According to a draft of the bill, however, the Secretary's office would not be able to take any action on election administration without prior approval of the legislative committees that oversee elections. Both committees are controlled by Republicans. Governor Evers is likely to veto the proposal.
The flu season has officially started. This as SSM Health says its centers are seeing an increase in cases. So far, data shows the South is actually dealing with a higher frequency in cases, but cases of flu, COVID, RSV all steadily rising here as well. SSM Health says the best protection is getting a flu shot.
The majority of these are 40 to 60% effective. And remember that even if you get influenza from a different strain, by the fact that you've had the vaccine, it usually mitigates the symptoms of the strain perhaps that we weren't immunizing against.
And he also recommends using SSM's virtual options to get a checkup. With it, doctors can do testing and order prescriptions. This way, hospitals won't be as full, putting less stress on them.
Today, the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway holiday train continued its way through southern Wisconsin. Our Kyle Pozorski was there and shares with us how excitement for the holidays is chugging along.
The crowd is rocking and getting into the Christmas spirit as the holiday train makes its way through Portage as part of its trip across the United States.
We're so glad you came to join us.
Excitement was high in Portage well before CNKC's train rolled into town.
It's really exciting.
More than an hour before the train pulled in, several people had already lined up on Averbeck Street, hoping to catch a glimpse of the holiday spectacular.
Had a real nice time the last time I saw it. I see it on TV.
It just really gets you in the Christmas spirit.
This segment of the train is making its way across several northern states, beginning its journey in Illinois. Come Tuesday afternoon, children and adults alike made their way to the Portage rail yards as it continues on north. Some even managed to get out of school for the opportunity.
I was leaving school and everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky you get to go home early. I'm like, I'm not going home.
Each year, the holiday train makes the trek across the U.S. and Canada, raising money, food, and awareness for food banks in each community they stop in.
I think we're very fortunate.
And Portage was no exception. Both St. Vincent de Paul's and the Portage Food Pantry are receiving $1,500 for their work helping people and families in their community.
It was very heartwarming to stand up on that stage today and see these friendly faces.
A clear sign that the holiday spirit is in the air.
After concluding a couple more stops here in southern Wisconsin, the holiday train will next make a couple more stops in western Wisconsin and into Minnesota. Reporting in Portage, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
The rail company's president and CEO says they take great joy in joining communities across their network and spreading the spirit of the holiday. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, we'll share a holiday gift idea you can give to help local businesses over the next year.
Plus, with less than 3 weeks to go until Christmas, how Santa is giving holiday cheer to children spending time in the hospital during the holiday season. That's just ahead.
There's no place like home for the holidays. But it isn't quite the same when your house is cold and drafty. We want everyone to have the gift of a warm and comfortable home. So we're bringing back our best offer of the year for the holidays. But you have to call us before December 31st. So give yourself the gift that keeps on giving because you keep saving. Stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care, a framework for living well. windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
Never have I ever toured in a rock band.
Yep, I play a mean air guitar.
Never have I ever burnt the holiday dinner.
I have no reservations about making reservations.
Never have I ever put literally every single item in our store on sale, even the items that never go on sale. Every item? Oh, come on.
Join us now through December 24th for our never on sale sale. Only at Rogers and Hollins.
Welcome to the season of joyful anticipation, treasured moments, and warm laughter. This year, make it extra special with a gift that brings joy for a lifetime. Show your love by contributing to your child or grandchild's EdVest 529 College Savings Plan at edvest.com/gift. To learn more about Wisconsin's EdVest 529 College Savings Plan, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the plan description at edvest.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
There's a great way for you to support local establishments over the next year, and now is your time to get your hands on one in the 608. The Mad City and Rock County Cocktails passports are officially out for 2024. The group has been helping dozens of local bars, breweries, and restaurants since 2009. There are hundreds of dollars in savings for both food and drinks inside the books, which act like passports. And this year, there are some new options, including Stone Porch Ale House in Verona. This is the new business venture by the Thomas family, owners of Sugar River Pizza.
We wanted to do something a little bit different, broaden our horizons. You know, you can only come up with so many different pizzas, so needed to get our creative going, and we decided to open up a new ale house, more focused on kind of seafood-inspired pub grub.
The passports are available for purchase at all partnering locations or online. We've posted a link to them at channel3000.com. The new book is valid all year long for 2024.
The one and only Santa Claus stopping by American Family Children's Hospital today to bring some joy to families there, and he wasn't alone. Instead of his usual sleigh, Santa rode in on a fire truck with several other emergency vehicles in lot 60 at the hospital. And there he put on a parade for families. For the last 63 years, Santa's visit to the Children's Hospital has been hosted by Madison firefighters Local 311. They also donate funds to buy gifts for each patient at the hospital.
A lot of us look at this part of the year, this time of the year, as this really happy time, and we forget that everybody might not be as fortunate. Everybody might be going through a different time, and if we can bring some joy to them, that's what we're here to do, though.
This won't be Santa's only visit there either. He is so busy this month. He plans on returning to the hospital on December 15th. Still ahead, a holiday classic is returning to the Overture Hall when you'll be able to see it.
Plus, remembering Reed Ryan. News 3 Now sits down with the former Waunakee football star and how they say, his family, and how they say their son made an impact on more than just the field.
And when's the next time we could see some snow? Gary's complete forecast after a short break.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and a free fitness membership at more than 20,000 locations. Call 1-866-249-1748 now to request your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-866-249-1748. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. You want some ice time, a nice time, so good you post it twice time. You want some cheer? Now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you who you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Enjoy the magic of the North Pole, just east of O'Hare, with miles of memories waiting to be made. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. Because around here, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after a car accident or return to the job following an injury, it's us fighting the odds and the insurance company to make sure you get the compensation you and your family deserve. No one loves a great comeback story more than Lawton Cates, which motivates us to fight for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Madison Ballet is teaming up with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra to put on the Nutcracker during the holiday season. Today, the ballet released its schedule of performances. The first one is set for Friday, December 15th at 7 p.m. Shows will then be held all the way up to Christmas Eve. Tickets range from $19 to $95. You can find a link to tickets and all the scheduled performances on channel3000.com. Well, warm temperatures for the rest of the work week, but a storm could make its way here by the weekend. Here's Gary with your complete forecast.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. The system that came through last night didn't bring a lot of snow. Areas south of Madison saw around an inch or less of snow. I saw a couple of reports in Lafayette County around Benton of about maybe an inch and a half, but north of Madison, certainly north of Dane County, very little in the way of accumulating snow. But even now, the lake effect snows have really gone downhill because we're not seeing much in the way of strong winds and cold air aloft. So that's a sign that things are starting to warm up. Three things you need to know in the forecast. Look for more clouds and sunshine again tomorrow with maybe a rain or snow shower in the afternoon. But then high temperatures will be near or above 50 degrees for both Thursday and Friday. Then we watch that system move in for the weekend with rain showers or a mixture of rain and snow showers from Friday night into Saturday, changing to light snow Sunday night, then ending as flurries early on Sunday morning. Now, the high temperature trend shows definitely a couple of days out of normal. The average high temperature goes from 35 down to freezing, and you can see temperatures most of next week will be very close to that level. However, the next couple of days, Wednesday, or Thursday and Friday, will be the mild days. Now, turning our attention to the weekend, this is early Saturday morning. The next weather system comes in. Winds have just shifted to the north, so the colder air is starting to arrive, but it's not really here yet. So initially, we may see rain showers mixing with a little bit of snow late Saturday night into Saturday morning. During the day on Saturday, rain showers, maybe more of a mix farther to the north, up, say, north of the Dells, with temperatures in the upper 30s, those northerly winds continuing. Then, as the colder air continues to move in, we see a changeover, a mix of rain and snow, changing over to light snow Saturday night. But by that time, the bulk of the storm starts to shift to the east, so that by early on Sunday morning, we're down to just a few flurries. Skies are already clearing out to the west, and the snow pretty much is wound down. As far as snow amounts are concerned, one of the future track computer models shows a couple of inches of snow, mainly Saturday night. The other longer range model shows around an inch or less of snow. So right now we're not looking at a big system unless we can get temperatures to turn colder by a couple of degrees. But in the short term, it's just the northerly winds aloft that have brought us a brief shot of colder air. Notice out to the west, the jet stream pushing to the north. That's a sign that milder Pacific air is on the way, and it'll be here for Thursday and Friday. Planning your night, temperatures are right around freezing by 9 p.m. A few breaks in the clouds from time to time. Not looking at any precipitation. Temperatures around 30 by midnight, upper 20s by 3 a.m., and overnight low temperatures probably bottoming out in the middle 20s. Planning your night across Dane County, look for a low of 27 in Sun Prairie, 26 in Deerfield, and 27 in Belleville. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, low temperature 24 in Prairie du Chien, 24 in La Crosse, and 26 degrees in Watertown. For tomorrow, variable cloudiness. It'll become breezy in the afternoon with a high of 38. Might see an afternoon rain or snow shower, not amounting to very much. First warned 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, those mild days Thursday and Friday. As temperatures turn colder, rain showers Friday night mixed with snow, continuing into Saturday, that high of 38 in the morning with steady temperatures. Then some light snow Saturday night. That's when the best chances for accumulation will be. Sunday, windy with some flurry chances in the morning, maybe an afternoon flurry on Monday, and about Friday of next week. Most of next week, though, should be dry and seasonably cold.
Last week, hearts were broken after learning about the passing of Reed Ryan, a young man known for his prolific wrestling and football careers at Waunakee High School, but most importantly known for his kind spirit.
Reed was laid to rest this past weekend. Our Jalen Banks sat down with his parents to talk about how their son was so much more than an athlete and how they plan to honor him. Jalen?
Of course, part of his memory was wearing number 99 for Waunakee, but the impact he left behind was well beyond the field, and his parents plan to carry his passing well beyond that. Reed Ryan accomplished many things in his athletic career a lot of people dream of, winning State Defensive Player of the Year at Waunakee, as well as state runner-up in wrestling, and going on to win multiple national college football championships. But his parents say he'd want to be remembered for more than his athletics.
I'm like, what are you doing every Tuesday? Because I could tell he was going somewhere. He goes, I'm going to this school, and I take an hour and I read class books. I'm like, what? I'm like, you have time for that? Is kind of what I was thinking. And he's like, you know what? It's the best part of my week. And I thought, oh gosh, yeah, that's Reed.
It was at a team workout at the University of Minnesota Duluth last month where Reed went into cardiac arrest caused by an undetected genetic heart condition. He got CPR, which gave him enough of a pulse to make it to the hospital.
We really thought he was going to wake up. That's how confident we were that he was going to pull through this. And when he didn't, that was when we knew.
Even though Reed passed away, the CPR provided his family some final moments with him over Thanksgiving. Now they hope his giving spirit can live on.
Knowing that Reed's organs could help a lot of other people is like, that's a no-brainer. That's exactly what he'd want. The organ donation, it was great to find out that he helped for sure 3 people.
His family is also working to make sure other families don't have to go through the same thing.
We also wanted to take time to highlight how important CPR is in having an AED in public places or places like this. Without that early intervention, his pulse never would have regained.
And that kept him in the game, so to speak, for that time frame versus him passing right then and there.
They say it's the least they could do to honor his memory.
No matter who you were, young, old, he took time for people.
And his impact doesn't stop there. Reed's heart has been donated to the NCAA for research to better help detect these types of heart defects. And the University of Minnesota Duluth now has an accredited CPR class for students so that they can take them.
And still to come in sports, Wisconsin women's hockey prepares for a border battle that features 2 of the nation's top 3 teams. You'll hear from Mark Johnson next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save with holiday hot deals. Fresh ground beef, $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Tombstone, DiGiorno's Classic Crust, or Jack's Rising Crust Pizza, $2.99. And 6-pack Coke products, $2.99 each when you buy 4. Only at Hy-Vee.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. or visit www.kwwf.org.
Stella uses AT&T. Abby has Spectrum One. With AT&T, Stella pays $110 a month for her internet and mobile.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Abby gets internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line.
That's a good deal. I know.
Abby saves big, over $75 a month. That's over $900 in savings.
I'm switching to Spectrum.
Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store to get Spectrum One.
Get 4 Arby's Classic Roast Beef Sandwiches for just $10. That's one for now, one after that, one to celebrate the first 2, and one more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we have the meat.
Save every day this holiday with Perks prices. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, H Perks price $1.99. Chiquita bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. And fresh chicken breast, H Perks price $2.48 a pound. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
If there's a guy that knows a thing or two about the border battle rivalry, it is Mark Johnson. For one, he played in it and then spent over 2 decades, of the last 2 decades, I should say, coaching in it. So he's seen it all. Tough losses, big wins, and overtime thrillers when it comes to this rivalry. But his favorite game that he's been a part of in this series, last year's Frozen 4 semifinal, where his Badgers skated past the Gophers in overtime.
If I had a perfect mirror, that would have been the national championship game. It would have been on, a television station that was around the country, because both teams were playing at a high level. Both teams had great chances. They're good players for both teams were playing well. Goaltenders were playing well, and it was going to come down to somebody making a play in overtime to end it, and we were able to do that.
And on this week's edition of the Wisconsin Huddle, our Zach Hamley sits down with 3-time national champion and Wisconsin women's hockey captain Britta Curl. It'll air this Friday at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. The Badger men's goaltender Kyle McClellan was named the Big Ten's first star of the week after blanking Ohio State on Friday. The goalkeeper's 3 shutouts lead the country. The senior also leads the nation in goals against average with 1.74. The AVCA unveiled their all-region honors today, and to no surprise, the Badgers dominated the list. Sarah Franklin led the way, named the all-region player of the year, while Kelly Sheffield was named the co-coach of the year, his 6th such honor in his career. While Franklin, Anna Smrek, Devin Robinson, and Carter Booth were named to the first team. Wisconsin plays Penn State in the Sweet 16 on Thursday. And a big night for basketball, both for the Badger men and for the Bucks.
Yeah, big games tonight. Gary, final check of the forecast.
Pretty quiet out there right now. We'll see some breaks in the clouds overnight. There's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Current temperatures, middle 30s. Madison 34, 35 the Dells, 37 Boscobel, 32 in Waukesha here in Dane County. A little colder to the south and east, 28 degrees in Edgerton, whereas still 36 in Mount Horeb and also 36 in Cross Plains. Look for variably cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the lower 30s.
All right, Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.